Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, McCurdys Comedy Theater on the World Wide Web here tonight with our headliner, Frankie Paul. Yes. And Brad, if you're back there, if you want to bring the house lights up a little bit so we can see if anybody's on witness protection.
Everyone's running.
Yes. Oh, there we go. And you know something? I'm going to say this right off the bat. By applause, how many of you have seen stand-up comedy before? Most of you. Let me ask some. Laugh for laugh. You ever laughed harder than you did this evening? Exactly right. Exactly right.
God bless you.
That's right. And that'll be. I'm going to use that in a little bit, but that's absolutely true. You had a killer show tonight, as you always normally do, and I always said normally.
Normally.
I know there's those days.
There's been moments.
I know.
They love me. No, they didn't even know you were there.
No. Well, you, as we said before, you were born and raised in Melbourne, Florida.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a Florida boy. Always have been.
And tell us a little bit about your family, mom, dad, brothers, sisters.
I got a mom. My dad's always been in the bar business. He's got a cafe and a bar in Cocoa Beach at a place called Discovery Beach Resort in Cocoa Beach. My mom is a retired waitress. She waited on tables for 30 years. Now she's going to be providing me with a lot of material because she's bordering on memory loss. So I get to tell her about every 15 minutes where the hell I am. Are you on the road? Yeah. Where are you at? I'm in Sarasota. Okay. Next day. Why aren't you home? I'm on the road. Where are you? Sarasota. Great. So that's always fun. I'm married, been married over 20, well, I'll be 20 years this May.
Now, do you have brothers and sisters?
I got one sister and two stepsisters. And I got half brothers and sisters that I've never met. My dad got around.
Really?
Yeah.
And now your sister and two half sisters, are they older or younger?
They're all younger. My half brother and sister are older than me that I've never met. And my blood sister's 1 year younger, and my two stepsisters are about 10 years younger.
What do they do?
My sister, she does scripts for a medical company, and the other two are career pillheads. My two stepsisters.
Career pillheads?
Yeah. They're part of that new pillbilly syndrome that's going around. They're hooked on painkillers. So we don't see them as much.
Yeah, I would think not.
Nah, go over there and cut their grass because they're asleep at 2 p.m.
Oh. And as you said, you're married for almost 20 years.
20 years. We've been together 26. I got a 19-year-old son who's been in the Air Force for a little over a year now. Yep. And then I got a 16-year-old daughter who just got a car and a job. Yeah, I was worried. You don't get a car unless you get a job at my house. Job first, then a car. So she's driving some old lady's Nissan Altima. Yeah, she didn't even have the key thing anymore. I had to go buy one of them on the internet.
Growing up in Melbourne, did you obviously going to junior high and high school? I'm going to assume you got a high school diploma.
Oh yeah.
And you got did you go to college?
Painted it myself.
Did you go to college?
I did it. I got my AA degree in fine arts from the beautiful community college located in Brevard County.
Very nice.
And took that, did absolutely nothing with it.
So when you got out of college at the age of 33,
34.
Was it 34?
34.
Okay. Now you got out of college in your early 20s there. What did you immediately do?
I immediately went to work in the restaurant business, did that for about 5 years, and I started work at a place called Harris Semiconductor, which is, if you've ever been to Brevard County, if they weren't there, the county wouldn't be there. It's like the space program for Southern Brevard. But it was a shitty place to work, nothing but chemicals, had to wear a clean room outfit, take air showers. And one day, for morale, they decided to have a big party for all the employees. So we all went to that. They wanted to have a talent show, so my boss signed me up to do comedy without even asking me. So I went and did 5 minutes of that. It was dirty as hell. Everybody loved it except for the judges who disqualified me. I knew I was in trouble when I saw one lady, the judge is going like this the whole fucking time I'm up there. And then it was the first time I'd ever been in front of an audience, and it grabbed me. So I started going to open mic nights after that. Had to drive to Orlando from Melbourne just to do.
What year was that?
That was '88.
And you were how old?
I was 24.
24. Were you married then?
Nope.
No.
We were already getting together, but we weren't married yet, though.
Oh, okay.
Same woman.
And from the so that was when it grabbed you, that first moment.
So
and so there was nobody in. I take it there was nobody in your family, your immediate family, that were entertainers.
Nope. My dad booked entertainers for his nightclub. That's as close as any of us came.
Okay.
And so that's where I started doing comedy, was on his stage. That's because Morell is my last name. Paul's my middle name. I went up on stage as Frankie Paul so nobody would know that I was my dad's son in his club, because I wanted either the cheers or the jeers to be real. So I went on as a totally different person. And then after a while, my boss said, look, you're out of vacation time. You're late all the time because I work graveyard shift. He goes, quit, try comedy, and if it doesn't work, I'll hire you back. And that was 22 years ago.
Oh, that's great. So. That's great. What a great guy to do that.
Yeah, it was
really,
good.
That's a cool guy.
Yeah, he started it. So.
Have you ever run into him since then?
A couple of times. Yeah, he brags about how he started the whole thing. Oh, I started him on comedy. I don't just play softball. I'm also a very good comedic manager. So yeah, now, he brags his ass off.
Now, from the from that moment when you got that that first shot in front of an audience, and you felt like, did you really feel like? Did you feel like this was just fun, this was exhilarating, which we all feel? You actually get that lift, and it's such a high. We all know it's beyond anything drug you can do, because we know.
You do it. And, like, I'm up here for an hour. There is no way I won't be watching TV till about 3:30, because it takes that long to come down from the adrenaline rush of being up here by yourself.
And and you've done it for how many years?
22.
You're right. And so, but when you were up there, was it that, or was there something about it that you went, you know what, I know that they say everybody has a gift, something that they just innately do better. I think I might have tapped onto it.
Yeah, I felt that way, because I always felt I didn't brag about being funny, but that's how I made most of my friends, was through jokes. I wasn't a pretty child. Seriously, I'd wear striped shirt, plaid pants, those horn-rimmed glasses. I was fucked up as a child. But I could make people laugh, and I knew I was onto something because I could make a joke and not get kicked out of class for it. Because the teacher would laugh too, and if the teacher laughs, then there's nothing they can do to discipline you. So that's when I thought that maybe I was onto something. Even though I came in second place to this other cat every year for funniest in the school, this other cat would always beat me. I don't know why. But I knew I was onto something, but I'd never performed in front of an audience. And when I did it, it just, like you said, it grabbed a hold of me, and awesome. I felt like, this might be my calling.
That's great.
And lately, when things started going bad with the economy and stuff, because people used to walk out of a show going, "Hey, that was great, thanks very much," all right, and then keep on going. And now you'll see people come out and they'll hug you. They'll hold on to you. They'll say, "Man, you have no idea how much I needed that." And that's the best feeling I get out of it. When knowing that people with problems don't have problems when they're watching you.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
That's what I like the most at it.
Place.
I mean, if you make it big, whatever, that's all gravy. But to be able to make people forget they got bullshit going on in their life, that's the most amazing thing to me. I love that the most.
Well, I agree, and I think that one of the things that, because of the nature of what we do in that it's about getting laughs, so we have to. It's easy to trivialize it. It's easy because we got to make it seem silly and just kind of goofy and fun, not serious. But it is very serious in the fact that it takes great skill to do this. It takes a long time to figure it out.
Nothing's more fun than going, "What do you do?" "I'm a comedian." "That's not a job."
Yeah.
"Can you do it?" "No." "Then it's a job."
Exactly. How long did it take you from the moment that you started open mic nights to headline? I mean, headline.
Regularly?
Like regularly, you're the headliner now.
About 10 years.
10 years. That's an average, ladies and gentlemen. That's an average. Which, if you think about it, is exactly how long it takes to get a doctorate degree. It's exactly the same.
Huh. You think the money would be better?
You would think. Sorry. Supply and demand. Supply and demand economics.
That's for sure, man. That's for
right.
sure.
But, you know, that leads me into how we open this. And that is, here, you know, you guys sit there and you go, and many of you in this audience may have seen shows here or other places with major celebrities, people that are well-known stars. But you're sitting there right now going, did I laugh any harder at that celebrity than I did tonight? Probably not. And that is prevalent in this industry.
That's the nature of the business.
It's the nature of the industry.
You can't let it make you bitter. You can't let it do things to you.
And you and I are kindred spirits in the sense that we both know that to become a star in this industry, if you don't decide to move the corporate headquarters, which is Los Angeles or New York, it's almost impossible. Almost impossible. They're not coming to find us in South Florida. No, no matter, they're not. That old they'll discover you out on the road bullshit is bullshit. For the most part, it doesn't happen much.
You got to decide what's more important.
That's exactly, and that's kind of my question to you.
Right.
Is that there had to be a point where you're as funny. I mean, you can get laughs as well as anybody. Was there a point with you and your wife, and tell me your wife's name again?
Tammy.
I thought I remembered that. You and Tammy must have sat down at some point and went, okay, do we stay?
Yeah.
Like me and Pam, do we stay in Sarasota, Florida, where we want to be?
Right.
Or do we move to a place we don't want to be?
In hopes of something.
In hopes of something else.
Right. And we both came up with, well, I said, what do you want to do? And she said, fuck that, I ain't moving. It wasn't a long argument. Stay or go, stay. All right. I'm going to go cut the grass. and I'm thankful for that because there's something to be said about quality of life. And I always want, I could have made it, but there's nothing guaranteed that I would have made it.
No.
And, and I wouldn't trade the time living here and raising my family for none of that shit.
Absolutely.
None.
And that's great.
I mean, a lot of guys give up their families and still don't make it. And they're kicking themselves in the ass going, what did I do? What did I do?
And then there's a lot of people that make it.
And aren't happy.
And are not happy. And we happen to know that. And maybe many of you do too. People that have more money than they could ever spend, and they wake up every day miserable. And so you made that choice, and so for the past how many years now in comedy?
22.
22 years in comedy. You've made your living,
yep.
Which is phenomenal for any artist. You're as a comedian raising a family. How much are you away, on average, away from the family?
When they were small, I would do, usually I'd just do every other week. So I would be there, and even if you're gone a week, you come back and they're bigger. So well, you can't be gone long.
Right.
And,
well, every other week is like maybe 10 days a month you're away.
Right, when they were young. So it was hard then. I ate a lot of cheese Pringle sandwiches. Yeah, cheese Pringles and 2 pieces of bread was what I lived on. So I could make sure I brought all the money home. And now that they're older, I mean, my son's in the Air Force. My daughter's 16 and got a car. She'd give a shit if she sees me. So now I'll stay gone about 2.5 weeks out of each month. Probably not in a row. But it's also never perfect because there's so many comedians that we try to book stuff. And, you hope you get the right week here and the right week there, and you try to route things close together, but there's so many comics that it's never a perfect calendar. I could have 6 weeks in a row and then have 3 weeks with nothing. So it's never perfect. But if you manage your money right and watch what the hell you're doing and stay out of the nudie bar,
that helps.
You'll do all right.
This point
to you about 25.
This point forward, you've got a son now that is successfully in the Air Force, so he's probably pretty well on to taking care of himself from now on, probably taking care of you eventually. And your daughter in the next few years. I've
been blessed as much
getting there.
As much of that MTV, it's all about me, Facebook bullshit. I've been blessed. I can't. You deal with the attitude, you deal with the materialism. Good Lord, these girls are so material. And but it don't matter. She's a good girl. She goes to school. She's not been,
So what's your
I can't complain.
And how old are you now?
48.
All right, you're 48 years old. You're 10 years younger than me. What is the strategy, or have you thought about it? What is the strategy towards now? I'm 5 years from now. My daughter's on her own. Right. I don't have to be daddy anymore. Right. Me and my wife are just I'm a comedian, but I'm a comedian that is 55 years old.
Right.
10 years, I'm going to be 65.
How many Dangerfields are there?
Well, Rodney gave us all that hope. He gave us all that hope. I can still make it.
We can be old and make it.
I can still make it. Have you thought that through? Have you thought about it? Have you and Tammy sat down and talked about?
A little bit. I mean, not a whole hell of a lot. I'm winging it now. I'm gonna keep working as long as I can stand up and tell jokes. Once they're gone and everything's good, maybe we'll travel differently. Maybe I won't go up by myself as much. Maybe we'll get an RV and hit comedy clubs on the way to pay for gas and just see the world. All right, it'll be gypsies. That would be so cool.
There you go. Any questions from the audience? And usually when I start the question from the audience, there's immediately there's nothing, because people kind of feel like, oh, I got a question, but I don't want it to sound stupid or foolish, or maybe this is trite. Anything at all. If you've got something that you would like to ask Frankie about his show, or about stand-up comedy per se, about what we do, or about anything that was said, fire away. Yes, over here.
I was in the music business a long time ago, and I know there's this whole glorified thought about how it is to tour. We were through the world tour, we're on a major label. But the reality of it is, the only time, and I'm wondering if you felt the same way you could relate, the only time we really felt good was when we were on stage. The rest of it, of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're in a hotel, you're in a strange place. A lot of times you don't have wheels. And, yeah, it's kind of like prison with a timeout. That's basically what it is. It's prison with a 1 hour
Especially those
timeout.
comedy condos sometimes they put you in,
yeah,
right?
some of them are bad.
Oh,
some of them
God,
put you in a
they're bad.
hotel where you pray for a condo.
Exactly.
You got to slide a bug over to get room on the bed.
You get, and y'all probably experience this too. You have those certain gigs that are just wonderful.
Can't wait.
Because the people that produce the show actually care about the artist.
Like this place.
Really care about the artist. They care about you as professionals, and they make sure and they want you to be comfortable because they know you're going to be a better performer, you're going to do a better show, and then you've got the most of them.
Then there's the other guys.
Most, which could give a shit.
We weren't going to have comedy, but they finally built a Night's Inn so we can put you there. So now we're going to start comedy.
Another question? Yes.
Les doesn't give you a condo. He gives you a swell house. You get a whole house. So it's one of those special deals where even if you're not home, you still kind of feel like you're in a home. It's not like a lot of places.
I would not put a comic anywhere I would not stay, and I'm a picky bastard.
There you go.
Yes. Anything else? Was there? Oh, over there. Yes.
You mentioned scuba diving interaction. What's the international alert for sharks?
International alert for sharks in scuba diving.
Used to be, it's like this. Yeah, this is.
Oh,
shark.
no, he did it. He said it's this.
This is more. Oh, is it that?
That's what this guy's doing back there.
And then this was moray eel. This is good, or something where you hit your head. What was the one where you hit your head? That's shark.
I thought that was a clam.
That
I
looks
thought that
like
was a giant clam.
When I see this, that makes me. I think you're telling me a story about you being born. There's a lady giving birth underwater. That's what. This scared the shit out of you.
Another question? Anything? Yes. Uh-huh.
What's the biggest club you played?
I did the Edison Performing Arts Center in Fort Myers, and I did the Harris Center in West Palm Beach. Both of them seat about 2,500. And I wasn't headlining. I opened up for the Beach Boys in Fort Myers, and I opened up for Dana Carvey in West Palm Beach. And those were fun, and they're different. When you're in a huge place, like this place here is perfect because you got a low ceiling where the laughter cannot escape, because the high ceiling noise goes up. So if you're in a low place, it focuses back at you. The one thing I noticed in front of all those people was I would crack them up for like 30 rows, and then it was kind of like they were doing the wave, only with laughs. Because you actually had to wait like 2 or 3 seconds to do the next joke because the shit just hadn't reached the back yet. It's true, that's how it works.
It is.
And then you'd feel it roll back to the front, and that was your signal to go to the next joke.
It's true.
It
screws you up.
It does.
It screws your timing totally up.
First time you do it, you're like, huh, that was
Absolutely.
weird.
Wow, it took a while.
And it was really fun watching Dana Carvey with 5 yellow notebook paper pieces sitting there going, I don't know any of my shit. I haven't been on stage in 2 years, and went on stage and just crushed.
Anybody else?
Just wung it.
One question.
Yes.
I worked this theater here before you were here.
When it was the movie theater.
It was in Seattle.
Yes.
Here for 2 years.
Mhm.
Awesome.
And this is the best night I've had in this building.
Oh,
wow.
great. Thank you. Thank you very
you,
much.
sir.
So you
Thank
kicked
you.
the Sound of Music's ass.
Hey, hey.
Mary Poppins, forget about it.
My wife ain't gonna be happy with that. She's a huge Sound of Music fan.
My last question, I've asked every comic this. Was there another question? Was there? Okay. My last question is, and I've asked every comic this, and there can be no answer to this. Is there a great bit in your head that has been rumbling around in there for a while that you haven't written yet? And it might be, oh, you already know it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I actually wrote it. I just don't know if it's for me or not.
Okay.
Because it has to do with race, and people get so uptight with race. But I have friends from everywhere. And so I'm writing a bit, and I should just do it one night and see what happens. Because I talk about how all my black male friends have lost their swagger because they started dating white chicks. Every one of them lost their swagger. See, like there's a white guy with a black girl because he's trying to get tough. Because white girls take your toughness away. And how the joke goes is because they don't have that feel. They're not tough anymore. They're wimpy. These white girls are taking all the wimp out of them because white girls aren't tough. They're not tough. You slap a white girl and she'll cry for 2 days. You got to punch a black bitch just to have a shot.
Wow.
And that's the bit that I want to do that I haven't done because
Right.
But because I want everybody to understand.
Yeah.
And what makes it okay is the fact that in the beginning I got black friends. Believe it or not, that's what makes it all right. And then it works into that, and every black girl I know can whip my ass. You ever see a black girl fight? Oh shit. They sit there, don't you fucking move, I'll get my jewelry off. They will wipe your ass out. That's why I love them. Nothing's more fun than hanging out with black chicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in tonight, anybody that did. We will be on 107.9 tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock with David and Christina. on Clear Channel 107.9 WSRZ.